because that's not going to last you long.
And you gotta have an onion, of course.
Oh yeah, you gotta have one. Welcome to Potter's Kitchen. We're not fishing. I can't catch fish in the kitchen. What we are going to do is we're going to do some pickled fish. I made Bernsey some pickled fish, about a month ago.
Yep.
And he said we need to do a video on that. That stuff is phenomenal. So we're going to do my recipe, and we're doing actually bluegills today. I got them all cut up. To me, I think it's the best pickled fish ever. So
I would agree.
yeah, it's good. Don't be surprised if you eat a whole quart in one sitting because it's so good.
That's a fact.
That is a fact. So the first thing we're gonna do, I got my quart jars. Use the wide mouth because onions. So what I do is I fill them about 3/4 full. And we'll see, I don't know how many I need here, but 3/4 full. Maybe a little less.
And do you always cut them into the smaller chunks like that?
Yeah, small chunks, like 1 inch.
Okay.
You know, maybe
regardless
a little
of
over
the
an
fish?
Inch. Yeah.
Whatever type
Yep.
of fish you're going to do?
Yep.
Okay. Because this will work on any fish, right?
It'll work on any
Okay.
fish,
Okay.
yes. But if you're going to do like northern or whatever, I like it thin like that. Probably like 1/4 to 3/8 inch thick. So cut it in half, then chop it.
Okay.
It just seems to work better, and you don't have to brine it for as long then. Because the brining process is what cooks the fish. The vinegar, the salt.
Sure.
I'm making a mess.
That's okay. You're supposed to
Just
make a
like
mess
you did
when
in my
cook.
boat today.
Oh my God.
I
I gotta listen to it
wasn't
in the
from
boat.
fish slime either.
I gotta listen to it at his house.
It wasn't from fish slime. Holy cow, I might have to get another quart. We're gonna be good. So this is a total, I think this is actually right around 50 fillets, so 25 fish. Yeah, this is gonna be perfect. So I'm gonna try to make them even just to do everything. Let's see. That should work. Maybe a little less than 3/4 full, 2/3. So the next step, real simple. I use the pickling canning salt.
Mrs.
Wages.
Mrs. Wages.
And for each quart, we're going to use 5/8 cup of salt. This is a 1/2 cup. Pour it on. Gonna go down the line.
So is this the salt brand you would recommend?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, you can use any.
Any pickling salt?
Yeah.
Okay.
But there's something about even the vinegar I use is Mrs. Wages, and it's actually pickling vinegar, and everybody's gonna say, oh, white distilled vinegar is the same. But they actually put different spices in the pickling vinegar. So I like the pickling vinegar just a little bit better. Good luck finding it though.
Right.
Sometimes. This
Yeah.
time of year when everybody's pickling stuff,
Sure.
it gets hard to find.
And I'm gonna link all the products that we're using today in the description in the YouTube. Everything that we're using, can you get this stuff on Amazon, or where do you find this stuff?
Farm and Fleet, Tractor Supply, Fleet Farm, Walmart.
Okay.
Anywhere. Walmart has all Mrs. Wages stuff.
Okay.
Alright, so we have 5/8 cup of sugar in each one of these. Now, the next step is the vinegar. And what we're going to do is fill it. We're going to go down the line. It's got to settle with the salt. We're going to come back to it. fill them almost full, but you want to leave a little space. That looks pretty good. Then we're going to cap them.
Yep.
Now, see all that salt? Start shaking. Get it dissolved. And that is it. So, with this, you put these in the refrigerator, okay? 5 days. But every day, twice a day, go in, shake them up, okay? That way everything cooks in there evenly. You want everything to get mixed around, and so for 5 days in the fridge, twice a day, shake them up, once in the morning, once at night.
Okay.
That's the most important thing here.
Okay.
So, we'll put those in the fridge, and we'll be back in 5 days.
Right. I'm just gonna hold these up for you guys a little closer. I mean, so Mrs. Wages pickling salt. And this is the Mrs. Wages pickling and canning vinegar. So like I said, I'm gonna link all this stuff in the description on YouTube so you guys know where to find this stuff. And believe me, it's some of the best pickled fish I've ever had.
Now 5 days has gone by. We're still in the same clothes.
Oh, right, or he might have had this ready for us.
Yeah, maybe I was prepared once. Okay, now this stuff all has to be rinsed off. You gotta rinse for a little while, so this process might take a little bit. But you just open everything up. I want to kind of seal that. And I'll get a bowl, couple bowls, cold water. And we dump it all up. You can feel how firm they are, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they're all cooked, and then, yep, dump them in the water. And all we're doing here is we're rinsing the salt, so it's not overly salty. Okay, we're gonna let those go for a little bit. We're going to rinse the jars out, but we're going to reuse the same jar.
So rinsing is an important step.
Yeah, because otherwise it's going to be so salty you couldn't stand it.
Okay.
So, my buddy Craig, the Norwegian, he says you got to rinse them for half an hour, but I don't think you need to go quite that long. What I do is kind of just turn them around some, dump the water, and just keep going. And I do it for about, I don't know, 5-10 minutes. All right, the next step, we're all rinsed. Rinse them good. You don't want them too salty.
In cold water. And rinse out the jars.
Rinse the jars, rinse your lids. All that can be reused. So now, pickling spice. Mrs. Wages, again, pickling spice. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go 1 tablespoon, and I go a little heavy, a tablespoon, a heaping tablespoon. Let's call it that. Like that. Right into the jar. We'll call those heaping tablespoons.
I would agree.
Okay. Next step, and you don't have to do this, this is totally optional, but I love onions.
And so do I.
And I'll tell you what, sometimes the onion's the best part. I may have to cut a couple of those, see if I can stuff them in there. All right, get some onions down at the bottom, just a layer of them. And you can put them in whole like that, because later on they will break apart some. There. Maybe add a little bit to that middle one. And you can add as much as you want, really. It's not, there's no science to this one.
So you can put as much onion in as you want?
Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, will that change the flavor profile of it at all?
Maybe a little bit, but
okay.
I don't know.
What kind of onion is that?
Vidalias.
Vidalias.
Either Vidalia or sweet yellows.
Okay.
One or the other.
Okay.
Okay, we got our onions in to start. And we will be adding more onions. Now we start putting fish in. This is all rinsed. And you'll know that it's done because it's really firm, right? You feel that? Nice and firm.
Very firm.
Try to make them even.
My mouth is watering already.
I can smell it. There is another very important step to this too. Not only 5 days for the brining, it's going to be 2 weeks after you do this step before you can open and eat them. Because you want everything to kind of mend together.
And is 2 weeks what you recommend? Can it be 3?
Oh, it can be longer. Okay. Absolutely.
The longer
2 weeks
the better.
minimum.
2 weeks minimum. Okay.
Yep. And in the fridge. Remember, we're not technically canning. They are just being pickled. So not really like a shelf life per se, but in the fridge they will last forever. They are brined, they're cured, everything else. How does that look?
Looks great.
Now, the next step, we're going to start putting the vinegar in. Again, same Mrs. Wage's vinegar as we used before. And no, you can't use what you dumped out because it's too salty. Now I'm just going to fill it to about here because I'm going to be putting extra onion in. Oh, I forgot something.
Uh-oh, what'd you forget?
Ah, the sugar.
The sugar.
The sugar. Yeah.
That's all right.
I might have to take a little vinegar out of here.
That's okay.
Sugar first. There. Okay. Ixnay of that. Sugar first.
You all nervous or what?
Yeah, I think so. No, I'm worn out after carrying your blood all day fishing.
Oh my God.
So, in every quart, we are going to use a whole cup of sugar. This is half a cup. 1 whole cup. Don't worry, it's not overly sweet. You would think.
You would think so.
It's
But
sweet,
the
but
vinegar,
not.
but the vinegar really balances it out.
Oh, yeah. There, now we're back on track. So now
the vinegar.
the vinegar. I'll show you a little trick here. It's got to start going down. If you take a butter knife, see the air coming?
Mm-hmm.
We're creating a pocket. And it kind of helps to ensure there's no air pockets in there. So I take the butter knife like this, just to make sure. Get it all kind of mixed together. And we are gonna shake them again too. When you're doing the vinegar, you want to make sure you get as much air out, just to have it all settle evenly.
Sure. It's almost a gallon for.
Well, that was for 4 quarts we just put in.
Yep, 4 quarts, so 7 quarts.
Yeah, I would say a gallon per 6. Well, a gallon is 4 quarts, right? I don't know. Yeah.
Something like
I
that.
guess. Granted, there's a lot of fish in there. Okay. Now, we start topping off with a big chunk of onion. We're gonna add a little extra. And this one I might have to. And then we top it completely off. Make sure you get all the seasoning off of there.
So right
to just under the brim, because this will seal. Oop. Making a mess. Good thing Mrs. Potter will be home soon to clean it up.
She might see this video, you know.
That's all right. Oh, she will see it. And then what we're gonna do, we're gonna give them all kind of a shake to see all that sugar.
Mm-hmm.
So we kind of spin it around. And that'll get the rest of the air pockets out. Yeah, that looks good. I think it's pretty full too. Go ahead. And you'll see all the pickling spice start coming up through, and that's what you want to see. Like this one, I may have to add just a little more vinegar. Like we created more space.
How important is it to make sure that that's spilled to the top of vinegar?
It's important, but it's not. I think you can leave a little space. Because what happens in the fridge, I don't know if it's the acidity, I have no idea why, but it does kind of suction itself down. So it kind of seals itself. How does this one look? Add a little more? Maybe? Ah, that's good. So, then what I do is I label them. So today is what? October 5th. So we're looking at October 19th is when they can be opened.
At the earliest.
At the earliest.
Yep.
Yeah, they can, it'll last forever in
there. Does that 2 weeks apply for any fish that you would do this to?
Yes.
Okay.
So 5/19. What, 5/19?
5/19. That's
what
May.
Wow. How about 10/19? Like I said, you got me wore out today.
Whatever.
10. You'll see that video. That's today, by the way. If he posted. If I were him, I wouldn't. It's embarrassing. So we put these in the refrigerator. And you don't have to do anything with them. No shaking.
No shaking.
Just let them go.
Okay. No turning, no nothing.
No nothing.
Just 2 weeks minimum.
2 weeks and let them go. Ah, and. Oh, look, it's 2 weeks later.
The final result.
You want me to get a fork out, I guess, huh?
No, I mean, I just want to make sure that it's good.
It's no good. No good.
I've never had it before. Wink, wink.
Yeah, it's half empty. I just opened it last night. Telling you, don't be surprised if you eat. And what I do when I open it when it's full, I'll scrape all the chunked up bay leaves and all the cloves and everything and throw them out. Because that's not going to last you long.
And you gotta have an onion, of course.
Oh yeah, you gotta have onion.
Mm-hmm.
Come here, onion.
Folks, I'm telling you.
Oh!
This is so good.
Let's show it to the camera, nice and close.
Mm-hmm.
No flop, nice and firm. With the onion. Oh! That jar's gonna be gone.
Mm-hmm. One more onion. So, if you haven't pickled fish before, and you can do any fish. He just happened to do bluegills recently. White bass are awesome pickled.
Mm-hmm.
We're even gonna try something next year. We're gonna pickle some sheephead.
We're gonna try it.
We're gonna try it.
I'm not promising anything on that one.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna give you our honest review on it.
Yeah.
If it's terrible,
we'll tell you.
we'll tell you. But
It's a way to get those stupid things out of the lake.
I agree.
If they turn out anything like this,
right?
I mean, if they're half this good,
I know.
I'll eat them.
Yep. Agreed.
When I open them, it's gone.
Anything else?
Enjoy it.
Awesome. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I had his fish for the first time not long ago, and I just asked him, I'm like, how about we do a video in your kitchen pickling some fish? Because I know a lot of people like pickled fish, and not everybody knows how to do it. And if you want a great recipe, it's simple. Probably the most time-consuming thing, besides the fishing part of it, is the 5 days where you got to flip the jar.
If I'm fishing, it don't take.
Oh, brother. Anyway.
It's the waiting. The waiting is the hardest part because 2 weeks. It's like, oh my god, I want to open that now.
Right.
So, but if you keep going in a rotation like I've been doing, you're set. So there's always pickled fish in there.
Which is a good thing.
Yeah.
So
unless he comes over, then he steals it all.
Not all of it. I always leave the open jar.
But he'll take half of it.
But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much, Potter. Again,
thank you.
It was an awesome day. We were bluegill fishing earlier today. I don't know if you saw that video or when I'm going to have that posted. I got some editing to do, but
a lot. There's a lot of swear words going.
Oh, mostly from me.
Yeah.
No, I'm
kidding. He was trying to throw me out of the boat, my boat.
Yeah, once. Because the last time we bluegill fished, he tried to kiss me, which was really weird. So, anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Try Potter's pickled fish. You'll love it. I guarantee it. So, till next time, in Potter's kitchen.
I would say tight lines, but what else can we come up with? I don't know.
I don't know. But hope you enjoyed the video. And next time you get out on the water, tight lines.
Tight lines.